will be killed. No. That is what some of us don't understand. This is the policy they had for us Biafrans after 1970. Annexation of our land, our people, destruction of Igbo language, destruction of our languages, annexation of our land, turning our land into a place only meant for, drilling of natural resources, only, not for development. This is a policy meant for us. Juku warned our people when they were agitating, declare Biafra, 1967. Juku warned because he was a soldier. He said, hey, what you people are agitating for is not easy. If you go to war, if you declare Biafra, surely there must be war, because they will come. The one will come. Nigeria will come. They will fight us. You will not declare Biafra and they say, okay, bye-bye. No. And you'll be ready to fight to the finish. Otherwise, if you are defeated, you become their slaves. And slaves, the life of slavery is not a palatable life. It's not a good life. The life of a slave is not a good life. You want them. Our people, they don't understand sentiment. They say no, because Ojukwu wanted to use diplomacy notwithstanding our loss, notwithstanding the pogrom they inflicted on our people in 1966. Ojukwu wanted to, he didn't want to opt out of Nigeria. I'm telling you, after all, Ojukwu that time was handy in order to stop. He was one of the people that stopped this guy's Zogo's coup, military coup. It's a historical fact with Agi Hiroshi, Igbo people. Had it been, he didn't want one Nigeria, he wouldn't have even stopped that military coup. I'm telling you. So he understood what it means to be defeated in a war. Our people, no, declare, say, well, no problem, no. After what happened, why cannot the same place? We are still in the same thing. They fought gallantly for 3 years. Also, no reserve again, nothing again. And people run away. That is it. No reserve. Everybody, go and survive on your own. Okay, be no warrior say, okay, be low, okay, be low. Only when I go with Borisho, when you human our people. They forgot. Declare Biafra, water. No. Now on your own. Go and survive. I beg, go and survive on your own. Something grows at the same place they were mothered like farm animals. The same place they were beheaded. Something that was fresh, not long ago, 3 years plus only. They forgot. They went there, no reserve. Sometimes if I remember this mistake, these fatal mistakes our people are making, I feel somehow, honestly. That's why, you see, IPOB, we shouldn't fail. And we are not going to fail. It doesn't matter what happened. We are not going to fail. Because if we fail, all of us merit to be burnt alive. Everybody. I'm telling you. It doesn't matter the suffering. It doesn't matter the disappointment. It doesn't matter the frustration from anybody. We have no reason to fail. No reason to fail. Never. Because agadi wine daa do brabo agon ihe obu na ihe na ono agon ya ono direct. That is what is happening. If we allow IPOB to be destroyed, our enemies will see us as everlasting slaves forever. I am telling you honestly. If you don't understand this, you understand it. What helped the Germans? You are listening to me from Germany. You are enjoying. What helped them is the illuminated souls of the Europeans. That is what helped them. They calculated in future. You know, I was saying it, I said, look, because of religion, you demonize Illuminati. Hey, now on the Illuminati. You know, I said now, what type of mentality do these people possess? But in your Bible, your holy book, you praise Solomon. Solomon was an ardent Illuminati. Ardent one. What of the three wise men, which you praise always? So you see that sometimes you are not coherent because of programming, religious programming and all. You are not coherent at all. You don't reason in a coherent manner. You praise Solomon for being wise, but in another way, you demonize wise people. You call Illuminati. The wise people that form the countries, streamline the policies that make countries advance. You demonize them. The Illuminatis of Europe, they said no. If we annihilate Germany, if we annex them, if we do too much bad to them, they will become yes, we have conquered Germany. I want you to listen to how people reason, and you judge for yourself to what is happening today. They said no, we have conquered Germany. The highest thing we can do is to plunder Germany, humiliate them for the meantime, and after we rebuild Germany. There are many extremists among them said no. Germany brought untold hardship to not only Europe but to the whole world. Hundreds of millions of people died in that Second World War for no reason. For no reason. For just the fantasy of one person, of a few group of people, which he sold to the country, and they voted him in. That is Adolf Hitler. Remember, Adolf Hitler was a product of democracy. You know, they don't tell you this. They hide all these things. They don't tell you that Adolf, because every time they're telling you that the second war against the Nazis come on against Germany. It's Germany that's fought that war. They used Nazi was the name of the party through which Adolf Hitler entered power. He was voted in democratically by Germans. Are you getting it? By Germans. Majority of Germans, they voted him in, which means they applauded his ideology. So let me continue what I was saying. As they defeated Germany, Hitler was gone. He killed himself, burned to ashes. They arrested many of his lieutenants. Now they were considering what to do with Germany. Remember, even that time, the Volkswagen company, which was one of the largest, if not the largest that time, car producing company, could they even converted in manufacturing, weapons. It was there. It was there. They were contemplating what to do, whether to destroy it, because of the anger in them. But the illuminated souls calm everything, that they say no. If we destroy Germany and forcefully assimilate Germans, stop them from speaking their languages, force them to be Americans, to be French, to be English, to be Russians, to be Polish, to be Czechs by force. In future, they will be murmuring this story. They will be telling their children their story, and in future their children or children, next other generation will rise up, and it will become highly catastrophic to the whole of Europe. They will rise up. And do you see that? Do you see where they are wiser than black race? Are you getting it? In the case of Biafra, they use, they impose pogrom on us, killed us, committed genocide even before the war. And when our fathers came back in order to nurse our wounds and say, okay, the only place we'll be safe is in our land, so let us get out of Nigeria and be safe. They said, no, you are going nowhere, you must be part of Nigeria. And they imposed a genocidal war against us. And after everything, they still left us disintegrated. You see? They said, no, these people, we will finish up with them. And they didn't know that it is that anger that is fueling what we are doing. Because we are not treated well. We have never been treated well since 1970. The three are rehabilitation, reconstruction, and reintegration was never respected. And our last president of Biafra, General Philip Effiong, he told them, while signing the armistice, no victor, no vanquish, that he told Nigeria, he told Gowon, if Nigeria did not treat their children well in Nigeria, they will rise up again. I don't know why even our so-called intelligentsia, they don't ask of all these documents. It is there. He made his remark. He said, this is my stand. Before handing over, say, okay, no victor, no vanquished. But if Nigeria fail to treat Biafran children well, they will rise up. They will rise up again, and that is what we are doing. And this time around, there is no going back. It does. I say it doesn't. I am happy that the taproot of IPOPs in the diaspora. That is the highest thing Mazi Jonathan Chinedu did. The highest. Wazirike tried his best. I don't blame him, honestly. He tried his best. He was rounded up. And before you know, he was infiltrated. Masab was infiltrated. And before you know, his commanders were also rounded up. And they met him in jail. Look at people that are supposed to be fighting for your freedom, or they were rounded up to you. Or if it is you, what will you do? No, let us be fair. Let us be fair, practically fair. If it is you, what will you do? You bow down and say, now let me negotiate for my life, I beg. But this time around is a very different thing altogether. is a very different thing. IPOB is a very different thing altogether. How will you round us up from every corners of this world? Is practically impossible. I say it is practically impossible. We have the leadership of this struggle in every continent of this world. You know, when I remember all these things, I become happy. The leadership of this struggle is established in every continent of this world. It's not something that is concentrated in one continent. I'm not talking of one continent. No, not one continent. The whole continents of this world. So how do you think that we will fail now? Tell me. Tell me now how. Yes, if one person frustrates or dapo, we are Hydra headed. We are like Hydra, you know. Once fall now, another head will enter. And don't you see Timothy, who used to broadcast from this platform every blessed day when they renditioned our leader the first time. But he's no more with us. But IPOB continues. Mazi Jonathan Chinedu and others. They are the people that formed IPOB. For your information, who came out for? But he's no more with IPOB, and IPOB is progressive. Don't you see that it is not something? This is not a joke. This is serious. Don't you see that? There is no person that will move out and IPOB will collapse. It's practically impossible. It's not like Masob. Masob was concentrated in Nigeria, and it became a problem because the whole genocide they committed against Biafrans during Masob time, no outcry, because that was not the time of social media. Also, it was seen as internal affairs. Let me tell you, most of us in the diaspora have foreign nationalities. Are you seeing it? So it is not, that is very hard to combat. Nigeria know that. That is why when I listen to people naively, ignorantly talking against IPOB that they are Biafrans, I laugh. I say anyway, it is only what you don't know is what that is above you. What you don't know is bigger than you. It's not what you know. What you don't know is bigger than you. So there is no need of answering them. So when they call us Biafrans, you answer, I'm a Biafran, don't worry. But I used to challenge them. I say, go and ask Nigerian government. They know who IPOB is. They know what IPOB is doing. They know. It's not you individual that are out of your maybe jealousy or your envy or your hatred of one person or Mazi Jonathan Chinedu or one person in IPOB or the other, or the IPOB in general. You hate IPOB where we speak. Now when because of it you think that you bring us low to anything. You don't know. You are ignorant. You're completely ignorant. The people that know what IPOB is doing is the Nigerian government. If you have a very high-ranking Nigerian government official, you ask him, he knows. Ask Tinubu what IPOB is doing. He knows very well. Ask Nuhuri Badu. Ask DSS, NIA top official. They know. It's not you. It's not for you to know. So that's why when I look at people talking against IPOB, I look down on them. I say, they are ignorant. Finish. I look down on them. They are ignorant. They don't know. IPOB is undefeatable, indestructible, and we must continue. It doesn't matter what we suffer. It doesn't matter what we see. We must continue. So this evening, I will continue on the manipulations of the Fulani, the Sokoto Caliphate. It is something that we must continue, please. Because in this time around, the Sokoto Caliphate is also trying very hard to manipulate Nigerians to commit another fatal error that will push the Caliphate more forward. That is what they are doing in this issue of recent genocide. The Sokoto Caliphate is using everything available in order to rally Nigerians. The Yorubas, they used to use them. Hey, it's your brother in power, so it is not us. If you agree, they use that statement, that issue, to rally them around them. Now, ordinary Nigeria, they say, if America come for your natural resources, anyway America enter. Now, wahala deo, so that you commit the fatal mistake, the fatal error, which the Sokoto Caliphate always wants. That is the way they do. That is their system. They will push you to commit error, so that before you realize it, no, there is no Christian genocide. No. It is a farce. It is a this and that. Everybody is being killed. It's not a Christian. They want you. Look at when they want you to continue that narrative. Look at Sheikh Gumi wanting you in that narrative. He use Islam. No, Muslims, defend yourself. Gather, all of you gather together to fight against Trump, because he's coming to defend the Christians. It tells you all you need to know. When people are saying no, Muslims are being killed, I want us to, first of all, who is killing who? Let me ask, it's a question. Is there any non-Islamic group that is terrorizing others? The answer is no. Who are committing this genocide? Even if they say Muslims are inside, are among, okay, which group is killing? Which religion? They are using the name of Islam. Now, Boko Haram, you see, is a Hausa language, which means westernization is sacred. It's not even Western education. Westernization, Western education is only part of westernization. Are you getting me? Wearing a suit is westernization. There are different things. So Western education is only part of it, but they purposely misinterpret Boko Haram. But it is not their real name, because Boko Haram is just what the local Hausas call them. Their real name is Arabic, is Jamaat al-Sunnah, Jamaat al-Sunnah, Dawal Jihad, Dawal Jihad. That is the Arabic. Are you getting it? It means people committed to the propagation of the Prophet's teachings and the jihad. Group of Sunni people for the calling and the jihad. And what is jihad? Have you ever seen where in Islamic jihadism they romance with Christians, with other religions? No, tell me. Have you ever heard it or seen it? Maybe the Talibans that are jihadis, that we are jihadis. Now they allow the establishment of churches, Christian churches. They allow Christian communities, maybe in Afghanistan, to continue existing. No, it doesn't happen. So these are the things Nigerians should know. But many of them close their ears because of one profit of the other, one thing or the other, or ignorance, or mischief, outright mischief that they don't want to understand. People that call themselves group of Sunni people, Sunni Islam people, for the calling and the jihad. You know, calling. Remember, if you see somebody say, God called me, as a Christian, what does it mean? Oh, he's a man of God, which means he leave everything and start preaching, preaching the gospel of Christ, as you may take it. These people, this Boko Haram, God called them, Allah called them. They say they are called by Allah to fight jihad. Who are they fighting jihad against? Infidels. That is the Boko Haram you are seeing, you are hearing. ISWAP is that one is clear. Islamic State of West Africa, West African Province. ISWAP is a branch of ISIS. So they are trying to establish the Emirates, Islamic Emirates, and it is coming through the Sokoto Caliphate, the established Sokoto Caliphate that was not destroyed by Britain, that was left in order to do the dirty job which we are seeing today. Are you getting the gist now? So when people say no, they don't target Christians, there is no Christian genocide, you ask them, what is the action of the reason of the formation of Boko Haram, what we call Boko Haram? Jamaat al-Sunnah lil Dawa wal Jihad in Arabic. That is, people committed to the propagation of the Prophet's teachings and the jihad. And when you look at it, it is the continuation of the Sokoto Caliphate. Because the Sokoto Caliphate was formed, established by Ottoman Dan Fodio for exactly the same thing, for the propagation of the Prophet's teachings and jihad. That is exactly the same thing. So I don't know why Nigerians are they have blockade in their brains to understand what is going on in Nigeria. The Sokoto Caliphate is using their brains, mesmerizing with their brains, coupled with words of cash. Now they continue speaking, talking from both sides of their mouth. Ask them, what is ISIS then, or ISWAP? What is Boko Haram? Okay, Boko Haram, those that are fighting jihad, as we know. Okay, they will romance with Christian communities, right? They will romance with them. Don't you see, during Obama regime, during the time of ISIS, or the emancipation of ISIS in the Levante, they romance with Christians and other religion, Druze, and other religious groups in the Middle East. Did they romance them? No. They committed genocide. It is exactly the same thing they are doing in Nigeria. So what is difficult to understand, or is everything about politics? They are politicizing everything. People's life, they are using it for politics. Why? People that they give you exactly their name tells you everything you need to know about them. Their names. These people they call bandits, they are all the same thing. Lakurawa, they are the same thing. They are focused, they are going towards the same goal of conquest, continuous establishment, propagation of the caliphate of Allah. That is why Sokoto Caliphate is at the forefront, and it must be dismantled. You see, Sokoto Caliphate, it must be dismantled. You see, the Sultan of Sokoto, he is the leader. I am telling you. So when they say there is no Christian genocide, you ask them, what do you have then? No, Muslims are being killed. Yes, during the ISIS time in the Levant, in the Middle East, ISIS also killed Muslims. That is true. But they targeted the Christians. They targeted other religious groups. They committed genocide in wholesale. That is their primary. Now, after targeting these people, now they will come to the Muslims that they call moderate Muslims, those that are condoning the infidels. They turn against them. It's just like during Rwandan genocide. Hutus were targeted. You see that? But there were also many Tutsis were targeted. But there were also many Hutus. They call them moderate Hutus that were killed. But the target was Tutsi tribe in Rwanda, for your information. But it does not hide the fact that there are many Tutsi Hutu tribes that were killed also. But the original target were the Tutsis. So when they see somebody that is condoning, maybe you are a Hutu, hiding a Tutsi or Tutsis in your house, or trying to protect them, they will take all of you as the same. You see that? If they come, somebody said if they wanted to burn their houses because the house is for a Muslim, but because there are Christians living in the house, so they mix up with Muslims and Christians, so they don't care. They want to burn all, they want to kill everybody, because they see the Muslims there as collateral damage, but the main targets are the other people, the infidels, the Christians. That is it. So you see that what Sokoto Caliphate couldn't complete before the amalgamation of Nigeria, before the British took over Nigeria, or the entity called Nigeria, by joining southern and northern side they call protectorates into what you call Nigeria today. It is what the Sokoto Caliphate is trying to achieve today, using Boko Haram, using this Islamic terrorism or terrorists to achieve under Nigeria, using Nigerian government state apparatus. Today you see the headline. Let me just read the headline. There is this headline about the abduction of a general in the Nigerian army. A brigadier general, Abu, was gruesomely abducted with a commander and many soldiers killed as they are moving. Let me bring it. That is what you see every day in Nigeria. And the Nigerian military, they cannot do anything. They are sitting duck. Where their power lies is come to Biafran region. You see how the Nigerian military is molesting Igbo people. That is innocent Igbo people. That is where their power lies. That is their power. Are you seeing it? Now, the ISWA Brigadier General, one Brigadier General Oba, captured by ISWAP despite military's denial. Yes, it is confirmed. You know, Nigerian government, they always deny everything. That is their propaganda. They work like BBC fake news. Brigadier General and his men were in a convoy with members of Civilian Joint Task Force near Sabongari in the Damboa local government area of Borno State on Friday, when members of the ISWAP terrorist sect opened fire on them at about 5 p.m. Now I ask, so a brigadier general with the convoy, because a brigadier general is not a small person, he goes, they are going in a very huge convoy, so they don't have drone, they don't have helicopters, they don't have jets that are watching everywhere for them. Is that what you are saying? Now, sometimes zoo alarm name, zoo alarm name. You see, the caliphate is in total control. They are defiant to even Donald Trump. I'm telling you, they are highly defiant. Like I want to hear okay, he can't do anything, because they know that they are in charge of the indigenous population with their mind control, with their propaganda, with their political smart moves, rallying them round. Defend your integrity, your national sovereignty. Defend the Muslims, defend yourself. But they are killing the same Muslims that are not with them, that are not Fulani. That is why, you see the clip I played before. The man is maybe you've had this, seen the clip. He's a living witness. The person you see that is serving as the vice president, Shetima, they are the concentrated, Fulani terrorist sponsors and leaders. You see in a video where he was speaking to a big terrorist leader that come from Mali. Fulani, they studying him in their language. Oh, Fulani, oh yeah, Fulani, you come from Mali. You said he was doing him very well. Oh, you are welcome. He is your vice president. There is a photo of where he was eating with the terrorists, taking breakfast with them. The Kabiru Sokoto that was captured in his house, he hidden in his house. Why? But these are your political leaders. A high-ranking Nigerian military spy, he came and told Nigerians the situation. He shouted by the name Olawumi, Kunle Olawumi, Komodo Kunle Olawumi. He said that the problem is religion. The problem in Nigeria, the problem of what is happening is religion. There is a clash of civilization. When you are talking about progress as a Biafran, as a Southerner in general, the caliphate, that is not their problem. Their number one problem is to make sure that they conquer everybody, put everybody on their cage first. That is why they put people like Pantami, a terrorist. The terrorists are in charge. Even they put Pantami before in a very sensitive place, in charge of digital, your ID, your name, national identity number, every of your data. You see that? And you are looking of where is the problem. Why haven't they proscribed the Fulani headsmen that are killing? This one is common thing everywhere. Killing people, destroying people's farms, voluntarily, videoing it. But they are not proscribed. They don't pursue them. Instead, somebody that Fulani wanted to kill in his farm, and he overpowered the Fulani person took his the knife and killed the guy. He is now facing a death penalty, death sentence. He is sentenced to death in Nigeria, I think in Kwara State. And Nigerians are looking at where is their problem coming from. Nigerians are saying Christians are not targeted. And I asked them, why was Boko Haram formed? Go and study about Boko Haram. Why was it formed? To Islamize everybody, to turn everywhere into an Islamic state. It's the same thing with ISWAP, where everybody will be subservient to the Fulani. Are you getting it? Now they take over your land, because that is it. You see, it's another colonization. When Britain colonize our land, they take our lands anyhow and build anything they want to build, do anything they want to do. You don't ask question, you ask question. As a community, they deal with you. You remember the 1929 About Women protest, which they termed riot. They killed more than 50 of our mothers that time for protesting their right against taxes being levied to them, or even women, even the goats, their animals, home animals. They protested and they killed them because they were under colonization. That is the same thing the Fulani is trying to do all over Nigeria. Which one is worst, please? Is it IPOB? We say no. Instead of us being under the colonization of the Sokoto Caliphate, we better go back to where we were before 1914. Now, the Fulani Caliphate, the Sokoto Caliphate said no. They are using Boko Haram, using ISWAP, Lakurawa, Mahmuda, Wulu, all of the terrorist groups, Fulani headsmen, bandits, all. They are using it to subjugate, to colonize your land and pursue you from your land as a non-Fulani and say you must take Islam in their own way and they will control you. Which one is better? I am talking to Nigerians, please. Which one is better for you? Okay, you want the Sokoto Caliphate to use their terrorist arms to subjugate and take over your ancestral lands, as they have done in many parts of the northern Nigeria, taking over Christian communities. The Christian communities, those that are lucky, that we are lucky to escape our life, are now living in refugee camps. Is it what you want? No. That is why we open X space. If you cannot come to call on Radio Biafra to challenge us, to at least have a robust debate, to disagree, to tell us what you think, that thing you are saying as gossip, come here, say it, criticize us, tell us why IPOB is getting it wrong. You cannot come. Now we open our X space, Biafra Regional Affairs, every Sunday by 5 p.m. Biafra time. Come there. You don't want to come. Now, what do you want now? Only gossip. Because you are an animal. That is why you are afraid. Why are you afraid? I am asking again, which one do you prefer? For every indigenous people in that Nigeria to be free, or for all this terrorism or terrorists? We want to be free. We say no. Instead of us to be subjugated to the type of tradition we don't know, we are being marginalized. They don't want our land to be developed. Instead of Nigeria being a big for nothing space, we want to separate and be where we are, or where we were before 1914. We be like Arrow Confederacy. that is Biafra. We don't want your problem, and we are not going to give you problem. Or what Nigerians want is it the Boko Haram, ISWAP, bandits that are going around killing people, committing genocide in Christian communities, killing pregnant women, wiping out communities, that you must accept Islam in their own Salafist Wahhabism manner. And Nigeria will remain one, but under their control. Is that what you want? Why not be reasonable, please? We urge you to be reasonable as you are listening to me, as you're a Nigerianist castigating IPOB. Please be reasonable. Just think, reason, please. We are in a country that is in the hand of the Sokoto Caliphate. And what is Sokoto Caliphate? Sokoto Caliphate is it was established in order to conquer the indigenous people that are on their way. It was established by the Fulani Ottoman Fodio, and they want to conquer your land. They come to Benin, they conquer you, they take over, they be in charge. They establish emirates in Nasarawa, in Benue, in Imo, in Abia. They establish emirate, and under strict Taliban style Islam, they will be in control of our land, our resources, everything. We become subjugates to them. We become slaves to them. Now, is that the Nigeria that you want? Is that the country you want? We say no. We Biafrans say no. We don't know these people. We don't know this type of tradition. It is not our tradition. It is not our culture. It's not our religion. We don't want it. We are free people. We are Republicans by nature. So you cannot control us like that. We don't want it. So instead of us to be like that, now let us remove ourselves from Nigeria and be on our own. And they say no. Hey, no. Why Biafrans? They were causing problem. But the real people that are causing problem, the Fulani, they are being pampered. Don't you see the manipulation? I want you to see the manipulation. He's watching. He's looking. He's moping at you. Oh, you idiots! He's looking at you. Now, look at today's news also. Terrorists attack Kebbi Girls Secondary School, abduct several students, kill staff members. That is today's news, 17th. Where are they bring back our girls activists? In the news, what you see is a terrorist attack. They kill. I saw a video, somebody was hiding, videoing this Fulani terrorists that are on motorcycles. They call them bandits. He said they are going to, I don't know whether Katangora, they are running to commit genocide there. This is what we see every day in Nigeria. With all this, how can you talk about development? Now, Donald Trump say he will come to put an end to this by killing all these terrorists. The same caliphate, Sokoto Caliphate, turn around and tell you, no, they are coming to invade your country, your sovereign country. How sovereign is Nigeria? No, tell me now. How sovereign is Nigeria? When Fulani can troop in, terrorists can troop in, go in and out as they want. When foreigners are being, paid to come into Nigeria to commit terrorist activities, to commit genocides. No, it is not about invasion of sovereignty. No, it's only when Trump wants to come they will invoke that rubbish, garbage. Do you see the Sokoto Caliphate, manipulations of the indigenous people in that entity called Nigeria. They know that you have no brain. They can use anything in order to stir up your useless sentiment. After all, Ottoman Danfodio did it and succeeded. He started preaching to Hausa community, telling them against their own people that you either be a pure Muslim, you don't need to collaborate with infidels. Infidels, they are brothers that are not Muslims. They brought in foreign religion, used foreign ideology, foreign religion. They use it to divide them. Extreme Islam, they use it to turn brother against brother, and the Hausas fell for that. They killed themselves, and before you know, Ottoman Danfodio became the leader of the faithful, as they call him, Ottoman Danfodio, the teacher, the great teacher. He became the leader of the Hausa people, propagated by the Hausas against themselves. This is what, this is the manipulations of the Fulani Caliphate in Nigeria. It only happens in Nigeria. They hardly manipulate this to other races or other tribes in the Sahel because they know them. Are you getting it? They know them. The people, they don't try that. They tried to conquer Medina in Mali during the old time, but the people resisted. They tried in various places. The people resisted and also took over. Even in Guinea-Conakry, where Fulani have the single tribal majority, they don't need political power in Guinea-Conakry, for your information. They don't give them no political power. Instead, all other tribes combine together in order, if it comes to voting, they combine together to vote for non-Fulani. In Guinea-Conakry, Futajelon. Are you getting it? But in Nigeria, the Fulani saw that, look, these are people that could be manipulated anyhow. They have small brains, their brains are not too much developed. That is what they saw in that part of the world, the place you call Nigeria today. That is why somebody like Sheikh Gumi can be proud, talking, defending openly the terrorists, the Fulani terrorists, and nothing happens. Today in Kebbi, the Fulani terrorists have struck again. They have abducted girls in girls' secondary school. Let me read it. Terrorists in the early hours on Monday. It is today's news, 17th day of November 2025. Terrorists in the early hours of Monday stormed the Maga Comprehensive Girls Secondary School in Kebbi State, abducting an unspecified number of female students and killing at least one staff member. A school guard was also injured during the attack, which occurred around 5:52 a.m. The attackers invaded the school compound while the students were preparing for morning routine, launching their assault with sporadic gunfire, home angle reports. You see that? You know why they are doing it? They say they don't want to westernization. Western development, they don't want it. Not only Western education, Westernization. Are you seeing it? That is why they go to schools, they abduct children. These people now, these girls now, they will take them as wives. And when you look at it, check them. Most of them are Christians. I am telling you. Have you forgotten Leo Shaibu? But do you see all these things that happen today? The killing of a Nigerian brigadier general and the commander, and Nigerian military being slaughtered. by the Fulani terrorists. School girls were abducted, kidnapped, and staff members killed. All happening at the same time. The Nigerian president didn't say nothing. Is this the type of country you want to continue being? This is why, if it is your choice, no, it is not our choice. When you ask me to some Igbo Nigerians, you tell them all this news, you say, what do you think about it? They say, no, it doesn't concern me, it's in the north. And you say, but this is your country. It's a country. In a country, normally whatever that happens in any side happens to every side. It should concern every side. If you say it doesn't concern you, which means you're a hypocrite. This is why we want to officialize our own. We said no, we don't want this to continue happening. Therefore, we want to separate from this so that we will be able to protect our zone. Do you see our logic? But Nigerians, they said no, yes, he's one Nigeria, but it didn't concern me. Why didn't it concern you? Why didn't it concern you as a Nigerian? They abduct school children. There is no protest anywhere in Nigeria. Imagine that they are your children. Imagine that they are your sisters. These are people's children, for goodness sake. You don't see Obieze coming up, bring back our girls, no? Do you see the Fulani manipulation, the Sokoto Caliphate manipulation? They tell you, oh Nigeria, Nigeria. I want to play this clip. I don't know. I want you to listen to the interview of Bowala, I think on RT. Just listen. Let me just play it a bit. Let me play. Listen. For you to see hear the hypocrisy in them. Listen.
Had our history with the Americans, they were white. The first reaction was that of shock and surprise at the beginning. And the reason why we were shocked at the beginning is because the status quo at that time was the cooperation that we are having with the US government, and just 2 months before then, we arrested, I think 2 or 3 months, we arrested the leader, the terrorist leader of the Ansaru terrorist organization. And that drew, commendation from the US government. And a few months earlier, when we also made arrest of some leaders of the bandit and how they surrender, we also got the same commendation from them. We also signed not long from now another contract where we paid over 3.
Somebody was calling me.
That everything was okay. So when that information came, it was a shock at the beginning. But we felt like, well, it's still a wake-up call for us to look at what we're doing and how we can intensify and increase our cooperation with them for the purposes of achieving the same goal that we both have. They want to end counterterrorism. We are most affected and we want to end it. From the face value, it may look like a threat, because when you say guns are blazing and then you authorize...
He's talking, Daniel Bowala here is talking, he's being interviewed in RT, he's talking about the Trump, Trump issue, about the Christian genocide issue raised by Trump. That is what he's talking about. I want you to listen.
Into operation in Nigeria. Nigeria being a sovereign country, then it may... a lot of people will tell you that it is a threat. But then we quickly understood the message. And we felt that the message is for us to intensify our effort. And so we then threw away the rhetoric. But at first we thought it was like a threat. But you need to know that Nigeria is a sovereign country. a member of the United Nations. And as a sovereign country, we have had and we're still having relationship, both bilateral, multilateral, and multifaceted relationship with the rest of the world. We have had our history with the Americans, the White House, the American government, the Pentagon, and the State Department in our joint effort to end terrorism. So we felt that there was no need for the American troops to come to Nigeria. Our soldiers are sufficient. What our soldiers need is what the Americans use.
The soldiers is sufficient. Nigeria is a sovereign country. But when Irabo was there, as is it chief of defense staff or chief of army staff, Irabo, General Irabo, he continued lamenting that the northern border, Nigerian borders are completely porous, 90% porous. They are not manned. But you're a sovereign country. You know, sovereignty starts from even you taking charge of your country, manning your borders, because this is your sovereignty. But you cannot, you are claiming sovereignty. Anybody can enter in, terrorists can enter, anybody can enter as he wants. And they are talking about sovereignty. What a hypocrisy. When you as a man, you cannot even be able to control your family. You cannot be able to defend your family. And you are saying you are to your family man. No. Does it make sense? It doesn't. Continue listening.
In fighting terrorism, higher equipment, more reconnaissance drone system, satellite intelligence collection mechanism, and then improve fighter jets, and then more broad review of our defense agreement that will now broaden our use of the equipment we bought from them, the military equipment we bought from them, to use it in areas where we are seeing emerging threats in Nigeria. Because with some of the ammunitions and the equipment that we bought from them could only be used in the northeastern Nigeria, but we have seen the proliferation of these terrorist activities in the northwest, and then recently we saw 1 or 2 skirmishes in the southwest. So that means the weapon.
You say 1 or 2 skirmishes in the southwest. Do you see how they are downgrading things? They say skirmishes. The people that are being killed in Kwara all the time. Everywhere say skirmishes. Continue listening, please.
We have should be able to operate in any part of Nigeria to end that. Otherwise, the signal that the terrorists will take is that if they can migrate to places where we couldn't use those equipment, it would be like a safe haven for them. So at the beginning, and that's why sometimes when we complain about non-governmental organization as being used sometimes by foreign interests, because the report on human rights violation started with the report by the non-governmental and civil society organization in the Northeast when they accused the Nigerian soldiers of violating human rights. But when investigation was found out, they discovered that it's more of a hoax, and then limiting the extent to which we could use those equipment, because when Boko Haram were operating within and in the city, then you can call the issue of human rights violation, because then it is asymmetry. But as soon as Boko Haram were chased out of Borno and they went to Sambisa, there's a clear delineation, a militarized position, so to speak. When you are facing Boko Haram, there's nothing like human rights. Terrorism, fighting terrorism is fighting terrorism. The use of authorized military force is permitted, even under the United Nations Convention. You can use lethal force. And when you talk about taking out terrorists, I don't think it has to do with the arrest of terrorism like you would if you're in a system within the populace and you want to isolate terrorist people from the civil populate. So that was what we used then against Nigeria. But the good thing is that it started with Barack Obama. When Donald Trump came in 2016, I think about 2017, he understood why we need those weapons. And then he reversed the order, embargo on the sale of certain arms. And he decided to sell a lot of the arms, which includes now the Super Tucano. So what is happening with the emerging threats clearly shows that there is need for us to sit down and review. Because there is no way you can defeat terrorists of the 21st century with the weaponry of yesterday. The terrorists that operate in the shores and the borders of Nigeria are not different from the terrorists that operate in Afghanistan, Iraq, that the United Nations used an advanced weapon against them. So if you say you want to use advanced weapon against terrorists, they have similar emerging threats, similar technology, they use drones. So you cannot be successful unless you have the capacity, capability, and unrestricted access to the equipment that you will need in order to deal with them. Otherwise, a fight of 6 months might take you 6 years. The thing is that a general statement about how globally there is a tolerance of the killing of Christians, we cannot speak for other countries because it may apply to them. But certainly in our own case, it is not. And this case, our position is supported by all the conventional mechanism for reporting. If you look at the foreign organizations in Nigeria,
you listen to the foreign mechanism of reporting he's talking about. That is the media. Listen to them, to their names.
All of them, their report only suggests the insecurity situation, the proliferation of the Boko Haram and their auxiliaries, then the places where they have stretched. But then in all of those reports, they said that there has been a steady decline from 2015, 16, 17, and by the time we go to 2023, right down here, there is a steady decline. This is the conventional report. And in the conventional report, there is a conclusion that the killing has no religious undertone. So whether you look at...
Do you see, you say the killing is a report, it's based on reports of BBC. Media like BBC, fake news BBC. You see how BBC is being disgraced everywhere now. You see, I put it on my timeline a few days back. The video of where the doctor, they edited the video of remarks of Donald Trump last time, in his last time of office, that triggered the people's hatred. You don't know how media can control people. These are the, he said the killing in Nigeria has no religious undertone. But Boko Haram, I've explained it here. Boko Haram is fighting jihad. So what is jihadism? Who are they fighting? Unbelievers. Which means it's religious. Why are these people, lying openly through their teeth? Whatever that is going on in Nigeria is the terrorism in Nigeria is about religion. It's religious in nature. And this man, he said, no, it's not about religion. Then why is ISWAP? Islamic State of West African Province. That is Islam. Is a religion, for goodness sake. Boko Haram, the name in Arab, I cannot pronounce it well, but translated in English is people committed to the propaganda of the Prophet's teaching and jihad, Prophet teachings and jihad. What is it? So when they say that things that are going on, the terrorism that is going on there is not of religious contour, of religious magnitude, then what is it? They want to establish Islamic State. Islam is what? Who are they? Is there Islamic State in Nigeria and they want to establish it? The answer is no. Nigeria on paper is a secular country, but this Boko Haram is what all of them wants to establish Islamic State. So he has a religious undertone, for goodness sake. It's really sad, honestly. But continue listening, please.
Then you look at the assessment of the State Department as well, USIP and the rest. So when the allegation came that this government is systematically enhancing the killing of Christians in Nigeria, we knew it was a hoax. But you don't...
This is not a hoax. This man that is talking is from Borno State. He's a Christian. His community has been wiped out. He cannot go back to his community. It's a Christian community. Many Christian communities in Borno State, before they said Borno has 30% or more percent of Christians in Borno State, but today where are they? They have abandoned their communities to Boko Haram. Boko Haram is in charge of their communities, and they are living in internally displaced camps. That is refugee camps, internal refugee camps in other places. So what does it mean? He said he has no religious undertone. Lying, I don't know. Anyway, they did all these their interviews. They did them, not sometimes. They did them. Otherwise, why can't you then, if he has no religious undertone, why is it Boko Haram? Why is it ISWAP? They are fighting for the establishment of Islamic State under the Caliphate, Sokoto Caliphate. So, you are talking that it has no religious undertone. So if they see Christian community, they just tell you, say, thank you, stay, no, don't worry. Any religion that is not what they want, that their religion they want to establish, they will kill and kill and kill. Let me tell Christians in Nigeria, non-Muslims in general, even moderate Muslims, those moderate Muslims, which this caliphate also, the Fulani terrorists also refer to as non-Muslims. That is why they kill them, because for them they are not Muslims. As long as they cannot rise up to kill infidels, they are not Muslims. This is the golden opportunity you have. If you miss this opportunity, you cry till thy kingdom come. It seems when you pray, oh God help us, God send a savior, and let me say, God will answer your prayer and send the Trump to save you. Now you start saying, no, it's not like that. We need to respect Nigeria's sovereignty. Are you not a fool? You're a fool now at 40. That is it. Continue listening, please. Please, I don't know, this thing is no longer coming out. I don't know where I touched. Just hold on. Why this thing is not come? The voice is right. There is somewhere I touched. There is things I wanted to bring out.
In relation to this issue, I can tell you boldly, and you can verify, the entire global media have now come to the consensus that the killings in Nigeria are not targeted at any religion. They even went further to say those who allege that the killing is religiously based have not provided evidence to support the claim. So if you look at Reuters investigation, you see it. You look at BBC investigation, you see it. Even CNN.
Look at the people, the media group he's citing. Reuters, BBC, even CNN. I'm happy that Donald Trump is suing BBC for $5 billion. I am happy. Let them pay. They will pay. They will pay and collapse, because their crimes have reached high heaven. If BBC can do this to Donald Trump, what do you think they have been doing to us Biafrans? Because we have no power now, we can't do them nothing. They stock up non-existing Igbo coup in 1966. BBC that started the pogrom, the genocide of Biafrans. Let me tell you, these are the things Britain, if they look at it, they say no, that they will never allow Biafra to get freedom, because they are afraid that if Biafra comes, that they will pay. That Britain, that Biafra will sue them, they will pay heavily for what they have done to us. That is part of their fear. That is why they are trying. Look at how they twisted electronically. They twisted Donald Trump's statement. They twisted it, and that led to their director's resignation. That is it. And it is going to hammer on BBC. I'm telling you, because the evil they are committing against Biafrans, it has reached to high heaven. It has reached to, all over the world, even beyond. They twist people, public opinion with their trick. They say so. They twist the truth. They turn it upside down and propagate lies against a people. We must continue. Just please continue listening. Let me see.
You said even CNN that appeared to be central, when they stayed in the center and the analysis, they said evidence as was reported by the various people on ground suggests that it is not a killing targeted at a religion. But we know that those who pushed that narrative had a sinister agenda. The ultimate plan is to set Nigeria up along religious lines, right? You have Christians and Muslims fighting over this, and then the ultimate, and only God knows what the intention is. But it was a hoax, and that hoax started with a separatist movement in Nigeria, because the congressmen that highlighted the point quoted the...
Do you see what is calling? Is no more a terrorist movement, a terrorist group in Nigeria, as they used to call us. It's a separatist movement. It's referring to IPOB. So he's using this in order to stoke up, because he stoke up hatred, in order to downgrade the reality that is going on. People that investigated for years, put their boot on the ground and investigated, traveled all over Nigeria, traveled the northern part where all this met with people, with victims, met communities, went to IDP camps, understood and documented everything, and made the report. He's saying it's a hoax. Look at Daniel Buwala. This issue now, this lies brought him to the limelight. Remember, the former Minister of Information, Laya Mohammed, was there. Today he is no more there. Who knows him again? This one, Obidokwena, he don't start his own, in order to defend the government that is paying him, the government through which is looting. That is the only thing. So people's lives do not matter for him. They do not matter to him. People's lives, communities that we are destroyed, genocides committed, they do not matter to him. What matters to him is to defend his lootings. That is how greedy they are. Greedy bastards. That is how they are. Continue listening, please.
Apologies to the opposition that is supportive of the separatist movement. So we know that there is no targeted killing of Christians. We recognize that Christians are killed. We also recognize that Muslims are killed. We also recognize people have not identified with any religion.
Who is killing who? You say Christians are not targeted, but why don't they mention who are these terrorists? What are they? A wise question will be, a wise journalist will ask, but you say this thing has no religious undertone. But the people that are committing this are religious, under religion. So why are you saying this? say Muslims are being killed. Now, who is killing Muslims? If that's the case, who? Is it a social club that is just killing Muslims, killing Christians, killing everybody? The answer is no. It is a caliphate, Ottoman Dan Fodio originated caliphate jihadism that is still going on, and people don't know. They want to take over every part of Nigeria. It will be in their control. Before you talk about development, for them development does not exist, advancement does not exist. That is why you see anything that is happening in the north, the way the north is impoverished, they want every part of Nigeria to be impoverished. That is why they circulate hunger, they circulate poverty, because as their people are poor, they want to circulate it, it becomes national. Are you getting what I'm saying? Beggars everywhere in the north, they want it circulated everywhere in the whole of Nigeria, so that it will no longer be in the north. That is the way they want Nigeria to be, so that you don't have power to develop. You don't have power to develop. You don't have no power. The power belongs to the caliphate, and that is why this caliphate must be dismantled. If people want to succeed, nations in Nigeria want to succeed, you see this caliphate, it is the one that is holding everybody down. Are you getting it? The same way they are controlling the Almajiris in the north, impoverishing them. Every morning you see up to 200, 500 Almajiris lining up in one Alhaji. Maybe he's a public servant, he's a senator that is looting dry everything that comes to the community. He enters into his hand. The Almajiris don't know nothing, so he will be using a fraction to be giving them food, giving them tea to kura de nuno in the morning and in the night, and they will be thanking him that he's a good person. That is it. Be begging. They want every part of Nigeria to be like that. Are you getting me? That is why, like in Biafra region, if they see a young, look at Nigerian police, Nigerian military, they see a young Biafran riding a nice car, they will either try to obtain you or even they kill you, to label you that you are one thing or the other, one criminal or the other. You see that? Because they don't believe that they want to nationalize that poverty. That poverty that is striking, that has stricken the north, they want to nationalize it, so that a young person like you don't need to, you're supposed to be begging. Do you see that? Young Igbo boy, now they turn you, they say you must be a beggar, like Almajiris. So why should you have a car? Why should you be hustling, making money? Whereas the Sokoto Caliphate wants to nationalize begging, wants to nationalize poverty everywhere, to break our bones, to change our nomenclature. That is what they are doing. This is what the Caliphate has in stock for everybody, and that is why the Sokoto Caliphate must be destroyed. You see that? I will stop here playing this thing. I will stop here playing it. But what am I trying to say? That this Sokoto Caliphate must be dismantled. Are you getting what I'm saying? The Sokoto Caliphate must be dismantled. That is what we preach here. Because the continuous maintenance of this Sokoto Caliphate is the demise of the indigenous population. The Sokoto Caliphate was established through conquest in 1804 by Ottoman Dan Fodio. That is by the Fulani. They are this terrorism that is going, this Christian genocide that is going, and genocide of communities everywhere that is going on everywhere. It is the continuation of the caliphate. They want to continue establishing it, expanding it. That is it. So Nigeria remains the field where the Sokoto Caliphate is exploiting. They want to control, to expand their caliphate, the Sokoto Caliphate, to everywhere. That is what is going on. That is what is going on. But they are using the guise of Nigeria. They are using excuse. They are using Nigeria as an excuse in order to continue what they are doing. How many times have you heard when genocides are being committed in different parts of Nigeria, in the middle belt, everywhere, they will be calling the military. The military say no. There is no way, we don't have the order to go after these terrorists, to these Fulani terrorists. You see, look at the Brigadier General being, kidnapped and executed. Who sabotaged them? Who sabotaged them? Remember, during the time of Obama, during the time of the Chibok girls, America wanted to send special forces to rescue these girls because they know where they are. They know. Now they gave the Nigerian military the news, that secret news, information that look, they are coming to rescue the girls. Are you hearing me? That they know where they are. They are coming so time, thinking that they share the intelligence, thinking that they are dealing with human beings, that their plan, they expose their plan, America exposed their plan, that they are coming, what they will do, they will spray gas, sleeping gas, so that both the terrorists and the girls, the kidnapped and the kidnappers will be sleeping. They will all doze off. Now when they come, they will carry the girls. They will release them. Are you hearing me? And arrest all the terrorists. You know what? When the American Special Forces reached that place, they all now saw that the whole terrorists, they were wearing gas masks. This is a true story of what happened a few years back during the Goodluck Jonathan time. That was the time American government, they no longer trust Nigerian at all, giving them any information. That was the reason when Donald Trump was in power the first time, his first time of office from 2016 to 2020, when an American citizen was kidnapped by terrorists also in Niger and brought down to northern Nigeria for them to hide, they hid him, demanding huge ransom. America sent special squad, the SEALs, and they went without informing Nigerian military, nothing, nobody. They went there and cleared the terrorists and rescued their citizens and went back to America. Successful. But when they tip off Nigeria, now Nigeria will tip off the terrorists. Who is doing this? Which means what is happening as they have butchered these generals and many Nigerian military. Bet me these are non-Fulani. Most of them will be Igbos, Southerners mostly, and Igbos in particular. Most of them. I don't know General Oba, I don't know. But most of them, they tip them off. They inform the terrorists. Who is informing them? People in the high places in the military, which means Nigerian government has been highly infiltrated. The Sokoto Caliphate, the terrorists are running the show in Nigeria. That is it. So this is the Sokoto Caliphate manipulation. They have been manipulating since 1804 till today. They never stopped, and they will continue until they become in charge of everybody's land, everybody's life. But Biafra, we never accept it, we never agree, and that is why we are saying no, we want to go our different ways. Are you getting what I'm saying? this is where I'm going to stop. We're going to just few minutes break, so that when I come back, I will open the lines, so that before we call it, please do not go away. I will be right back. Please do not go away. I will be right back.
1992-93 in Kaduna, a riot broke out which as at 1992-93 in Kaduna, a riot broke out which they call the Zango Kataf riot. I was a young boy, very, very young then, and people were killed in scores. If you are not an Absa person practicing Muslim in Islam, they were killed. Especially if you are from the southern part of Kaduna, the tribes from the southern part of Kaduna, they were massacred. It was called the Zango Kataf riot. And if the next thing they do is to burn churches, kill Christians, and then if they are done with that, then they focus on businesses that is for Igbo people, Igbo-owned businesses, and they destroyed it. I grew up knowing that Christians are an endangered species in Nigeria. In the year 2000, when the Sharia riots, how many of you have heard of the Sharia riot? Hundreds of thousands of people were killed in Kaduna. I can remember vividly that we had to defend our house from people. They brought some Fulani boys and they faced our house. They were shooting arrows. They were stoning our zik. They spot our zik, shooting arrows. Even though I was a Muslim then, even though my father was a Muslim then, but because majority of the people in our compound were Christians, so they were willing to destroy every one of us because we were living with Christians. I can remember a particular church in Mando, for those that know Mando, in Kaduna, called Chapel of Redemption. That church was destroyed. And so from that time, anytime there's a little hanky-panky in Nigeria, the first target is churches and Christians. And this has prevailed for a long time. That even if there's a problem with in another country, the Muslim and the Hausas in Nigeria will rise up and begin to kill Christians. How many of you remember the Miss World crisis in 2002, 2001, 2002? That somebody drew a picture of Muhammad or something in France, long away in France, and they began to fight in Nigeria. Are you following me? Christians are an endangered species. Now let me give you, and that's how it has continued. Scores have been killed, and they focus on regions where there is a mixture of both Christianity and Islam. If you look at states like Kaduna, states like Plateau State, states like Nasarawa, states like Taraba, states like states like Bauchi, states like Gombe, states like Borno. These are places where they focus on because they intend to eliminate every living Christian in that place. Anybody that debunks it is a total lie, because I have grown and lived in the north. I've spent 80 to 80% of my life in the north, so I understand this thing. Several times, I cannot forget the Sharia riot. We were running for our lives, even though we were Muslims, but we're still running, because as far as you are not of that ethnic group practicing what they practice, you are a victim. You can be burnt alive. Many of us saw human beings that were burnt alive, like roasted like yam, and it has been going on for a long time. The genocide against the Christian faith. Are you with me? Many years ago, in Kano State, a man was beheaded, and anything they talk about that he said blasphemy. And guess who was the person that led it? The man called Sanusi Lamido Sanusi was the one that led him on, and they beheaded him. They killed the Igbo man. They killed him and they put his head on the stake, and they were using it to parade the city. You will understand of a woman also that is an evangelist, Evangelist Eunice, that was preaching about 2016 or 18 in Abuja, and they killed her. We cannot talk about a young girl called Deborah Samuel that was killed. I schooled in church, and for years the people of Plateau have been massacred. Riot breaking out every single time. The word that the moment anything happens, the next people that are victims are Christians. And it is unfortunate that all these years the government have not been able to do anything about it. But the agenda is deep. Are you with me this morning? Why am I saying? Because I don't want us to be an ignorant people. If we are ignorant people, they will control the narrative. And this days, let me tell you this truth: God will not come and fight for you. Remove that thing from your mind. If Christians don't rise up, pray from now till tomorrow, God is not coming to fight for you. Are you with me? Now, in the year 2009, Boko Haram started. Boko Haram started because of a section. It was a political movement. They created Boko Haram as a political talks to bring confusion into the government of Goodluck Jonathan, and to be able to destroy any opposition, starting from Borno State, under the watch of a man called Kashim Shettima, which is now the vice president of Nigeria. Kashim Shettima and the other man, Ali Mohammed Sharif. These were the people that started the business of Boko Haram as a political talks to be able to oppose their opponents. But after a time, the ideology grew and they began to destroy. Now, it became a problem, and they began to use it to destroy, bombing here and there. In 2009, 2010, As of 2010, a man led a meeting in Jos. Are you with me? He led a meeting that they were going to annihilate Christians within the localities of Plateau, Borno, Plateau, Bauchi, Kaduna, and Nasarawa. And he said they are going to perform jihad. They will bring jihad and they will go together. If the Islamic leaders are not willing to lead them, he is ready to lead the movement. I have the minute of that meeting in my phone presently. Guess who is that person? Issa Pantami, that was the former Minister of Communication under Buhari's regime. And several times, these are people that are terrorist sympathizers. And that is why the Nigerian army have not been able to win the war against the terrorism. Because people have, the terrorists have infiltrated the Nigerian ranks, the army ranks, so they cannot win the war. That said, Osama bin Laden was a better Muslim than he is. He was sad when Osama bin Laden was killed. And he has said it several times that Boko Haram should not be killed. He said they are their Muslim brothers. How do you win a war against terrorism when there are people high in government that are sympathizers to terrorism? How do you win that war? Now, there are 4 categories of insecurity or people that are causing insecurity. Number 1, you have Boko Haram. Number 2, you have bandits. Number 3, you have Fulani herdsmen. Now I'm going to show you how they are connected. Many people don't know. The Boko Haram and the Fulani herdsmen have one mission. The mission is simple: Islamize Nigeria. Come to a territory that are Christian dominated, kill everybody there, occupy their land. Go to Benue, look for a community, kill them there, occupy their land. That is always me. Boko Haram and the Fulani herdsmen. Have you noticed? The Fulani herdsmen they don't kidnap, they kill. There's hardly a place you hear the Fulani herdsmen capture that they say these are Fulani herdsmen. No, when they go, they kill. How do they kill? They kill with guns. You must now ask yourself, how does a Fulani man get AK-47? Do you know the cost of one AK-47? One AK-47 is over $1,000 something. Where will a Fulani man be able to obtain to get one AK-47? Are you with me? And now, so you will know that there are people that are sponsoring this movement. Then the Boko Haram and the Fulani, they go about Christian-dominated areas. You will understand that when this terrorism started in Nigeria, that only people that were killed were Christian churches. You will not hear that they kill anyone. It is Christians and churches. I remember in Kaduna then that churches began to look for security men to guide their churches in every service day. Otherwise, you can be in church and the next is boom, everybody dies. And churches that don't have money to hire soldiers began to use some of their members. I was a member of the security team in my church in Deeper Life in Kaduna in 2010. Because we don't stay in the church. Once I come to the church in the morning, we stay outside, moving around patrolling, because anybody can come and drop anything. So when Boko Haram started, the majority of Muslims, the Hausa, Northern Muslims, they were happy. I know people that were celebrating it. If you see them crying today, I'll tell you why. At the initial beginning of this thing, they were happy celebrating the killings of Christians. They said they are purging Nigeria of army. It was majorly of Christians and Christian-dominated areas. But when it comes to 2014, the man Buhari and APC that wanted to overthrow the government of Jonathan, by all means, decided to employ mercenaries from Niger, from Chad, from all those Fulani, from other African nations where they're Fulani, and they brought them into Nigeria. What was the goal? The goal was that if Jonathan does not concede defeat in the election, they were going to rain hell on Nigeria. So they brought in these mercenaries and they equipped them with rifles, the amplifies, the Buharis. Are you with me? The amplifies, the Buharis. Every one of these people called APC, they brought in mercenaries and armed them in the bushes and told them to wait. The moment Jonathan did not concede defeat in the election, they were going to start. But unfortunately for them, Goodluck knew of the assignment. He got intel about it because the man said his ambition does not want the blood of millions. So the man conceded defeat and left. And so they declared APC winner. Now, you have already brought people from different parts to come and fight. But what they wanted to come and fight for did not achieve anymore. So now they left those people in the bush. They left them with guns and ammunition in the bush. And when Buhari became the president, he abandoned them. Instead of them to settle them and let them go back, they abandoned them. And the people saw Nigeria as a place that is good. And the people decided to remain in Nigeria. Those are the people that started bandits. Before, we don't have anything like bandits. Banditry started under the watch of APC, under Buhari, because they were the ones that brought them in. Kidnapping, because they needed to survive. So they started by kidnapping. And they started by kidnapping. And they started by kidnapping. And they started by kidnapping. Over time, now, you understand that there are certain parts of this nation where there are mineral resources. Don't be an ignorant Christian. Follow me. Don't be an ignorant Christian. Don't be in a nation where you don't have understanding of what is happening. Now, there are some parts of Nigeria where there are good resources. And this has been illegally mined by elites, the military generals, the oligarchs, the people that are the leadership of the North. They were mining these resources, and the money does not go into the federal government account. So what they do is that they employ the services of this banditry to create two things. Number one, to create diversion. So So when you go to Zamfara, that's why you hear that they say that it's killing in Zamfara now. It's because of the illegal gold mine. There is gold in Zamfara that they are mining. And so these bandits that are already in the bush, some people collaborate with them, partnered with them, and told them to see, keep creating confusion, create chaos. When you keep creating chaos, the Nigerian state and the people of Nigeria will not be able to focus on the illegal mining. They'll be concerned about the insecurity. So the insecurity is created as a means of diversion in the north. Are you following me? It is created as a means of diverting the attention of the military and the Nigerian populace from being able to focus on the illegal mining of resources. And any part of the north where there is resource, you find out that insecurity there. Recently, it has started in Kwara because there's a great amount of lithium in Kwara too that they have discovered and they're mining. So they partner with the Chinese because the people that does this illegal mining are the Chinese. They partner with the Chinese to be able to. So the bandits became the security men of Chinese and all those people to protect them. So that while they are mining, they can begin to cause chaos. Because while the people are mining and they are causing chaos, kidnapping, nobody will be able to focus on what the Chinese are doing and those people illegal mining. Every single day to this moment, I'm telling you, they are mining in those places. And they will take it to an airfield in the bush and fly it out of Nigeria. They are making billions of dollars from it every day while people are being killed. That is why you now hear that Muslims are saying that they are killing Muslims too. What you have there, it is what Buhari created. The APC-led administration created. The banditry they created is what is affecting the north now. Because the people they brought to come and kill Nigeria in 2015 did not succeed because good luck relinquished power to them. And now the people have become thugs. They have become tools to be used in the hand of men that are using them to secure their illegal gold mines. And that's why you kill them. That's why you hear that they say they are killing Muslims. Now, the Christian persecution and genocide has been there. So you find that the other part, the Muslim and the Fulani men keep going around killing in all those parts. And the Christians and the churches have been silent for too long. This evil has prevailed in Nigeria because the righteous men have been too quiet. If we're ever going to win against insecurity in Nigeria, Nigeria must put two things Nigeria must do. Number one, Sharia law must be completely abolished in Nigeria. Because Nigeria is not an Islamic state. Why will Nigerians, some part of Nigeria, be practicing Sharia? The law guiding them with constitutional law that believe that if somebody deserves to die because he speaks against his God. Can an Hausa man insult Jesus and I kill him for insulting Jesus? But somebody believe when you speak against Muhammad, you deserve to die. How do you live in a country with somebody that have that kind of mentality? The military have become complicit. They are compromised. Nigerian military cannot win this war. 20 years from today, I'm telling you, 20 years from today, this stain of insecurity will not end because there are people that are enjoying it, benefiting from it, and reaping from it. If Nigeria want to win this war, partner with America. Let them come and militate. How many of you have seen that in Kano yesterday, some people were protesting that they don't want America to come? Because they believe what they have been told is that if America is coming to kill Muslims, and the man says he wants to come and kill terrorists, but they are protesting. Anybody that is negotiating, people like Ahmed Gumi, Sheikh Gumi should be locked away. A terrorist sympathizer is a terrorist. A man that believes that you are not supposed to kill a terrorist is himself a terrorist. A man that believes that we should go and negotiate. How do you go and negotiate with terrorists? Because you see, terrorists are not just criminals. They are working with a wrong ideology. A man that believes that killing he has nothing to lose. How do you negotiate with a man that believes that killing himself is to meet their God in heaven to collect 72 virgins? How do you negotiate with such a person? A man like Sheikh Gumi should be locked away. A man like Ali Muhammad Buhari should be arrested. You want to win against terrorism, you must go brutal. No nation win against terrorism by pampering them. The custom is taking rice, seizing rice from Nigeria and taking it to terrorists in the bush that they need to take care of them because they are human beings. No.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name is Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Alu province of Biafran, and we are here live and direct. Today is the 17th day of November 2025. Therefore, our lines are now opened. Our WhatsApp and Signal line remains +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. I repeat once again, +61 405 142 547. You can call us and give us your view on the issue discussed, please. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is active, please. It is +61 405-142-547. You can see, according to the testimony of an eyewitness of this man, I played his clip. It confirms what we have been saying, that the original intention or motive of all these terrorist groups is to eradicate Christianity, to eradicate any other form of religion from Nigeria. When they clear the communities, Christian communities, today many Christian communities in the north are no longer there. That is why they turn against what I can call moderate Muslims, that are indigenous Muslims that are not Fulanese. That is how they behave. That is their modus operandi. They first of all use you, rally you around, using one sentiment or the other in order to help them for their motive. And you will not know. You will think that, that all of you are together. Now, after obtaining their objective, now they return against you. That is how they roll. Caller on signal, please. Can you hear me? Caller on signal. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi Jonathan.
There, Mazi.
I hope I'm coming out.
You are, please. You are.
All right, Mazi Jonathan. First of all, I thank our leadership. Also, I thank our Eastern Security Network. I thank IPOB family members all over the world. Also, I thank IPOB media warriors all over the world. We must continue. And let me use this media and this opportunity to tell our media. Tomorrow is a Tuesday. Our Twitter campaign. So let IPOB worldwide, as long as you have a Twitter account, please try to log in and retweet whatever our medias are retweeting, or also tweet whatever you know that is a genocide against Christians in this contraction called Nigeria. Please do the Mazi on your program this night. Mazi be in a cell. You see Obasanjo, they're supposed to lock Obasanjo up because this which we are talking about, which some part of country are practicing Sharia law. This thing was done by Obasanjo because of power. Obasanjo himself to rule a zoo country, and they give them what they want. And that is why some of the countries are practicing Sharia law. It's agreement. As you see, these Fulani people, they are very wise. That's why they will come to a state and they promise all of them, president and the vice president, even try some people to fight each other. They will ask governor, give us a land, give our people a land, and they say to our people, we are going to give you vice president. That's only what they know, to sponsor internal fight against each other. But I thank our leader, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, who established and bring this IPOB on board. I didn't mean that there is nothing like IPOB by now. Mazi, see all those things that happen at the northern side. Our own we should have been a worse place. But thank our leader for keeping IPOB and give us also structure for we to pilot and get our freedom. Mazi, like this testimony this man was giving, Mazi, everything this man said is a fact and a figure, is a reality, is a truth. But look at it, our so-called GOs, our so-called pastors, our so-called reverend and bishop, how many of them are talking about the genocide? Look at it, Nigeria government always try to deny a single killing of Christians in this country. Today's thing, denying this general, this brigadier general that was kidnapped and beheaded. Mazi, I don't know why we are in this country, but I can never blame anybody. Our forefathers tried because they saw this thing ahead. Our antenna leader Ojukwu saw this thing ahead. He was trying to get us out of this country. It's also our people who was compromised. Our forefathers was compromised. Most of them was bought over by Fulani. But in this our own time, we must prepare them. Then we see Shege. Mazi, instead of we not to restore Biafra, it's better all of us die. And we must do it in this our own time. Mazi, may Chukwu Kabiama bless you. Let me leave others to talk their own. Because we are not going to leave anything.
Thank you.
We are going to move.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp.
Yes.
Please go on. Go on.
Mazi Jonathan, thank you very much. All Biafrans all over the world and lovers of freedom. My name is Mazi. I'm calling from Ghana. Mazi Jonathan, I love this program. I love it so much. The manipulation of Sokoto Caliphate and Sokoto Caliphate must be dismantled. Mazi Jonathan, this will not be a program of one day. We must be hammering on this because this is the center of the gravity. All the things that have been happening in Nigeria, that Sokoto Caliphate is the center of gravity. And there's no way you can stop terrorism without dismantling Sokoto Caliphate, because that is where everything started. Like our brother that you spoke now mentioned Obasanjo. Nobody talks about how they're feeling. Because Sokoto Caliphate manipulated Obasanjo to sign the life of Christians in Nigeria to become the president. That is what happened. Because granting the Caliphate Sharia law is finding the life of Christians into the hand of Sokoto Caliphate. That was what made Obasanjo to become the president. That was the agreement, the assignment. But today nobody talks about him. Because Obasanjo must be held accountable. Nigeria is a democratic country, it's a secular country. And we have a part of the country Sharia law. And Obasanjo knows the meaning of Sharia law. He knows what it means. But because to be a president, Obasanjo must be held accountable. Mazi, the Caliphate are not only manipulating the Hausas and the Muslims. They are manipulating our governors, our political leaders. That is why they can bring military to kill their people. That is why they cannot develop their state. The Caliphate are manipulating them. Like our brother said that the Christian genocide, some religious leaders they are not speaking up? Because they are being manipulated. That is the center of the gravity. They are in charge. The only thing that is holding Nigeria, which is Sokoto Caliphate, can never penetrate is IPOB. That is their end point. The only thing that is holding Nigeria, nobody can, apart from IPOB. So we are the only pillar that is holding Nigeria now. That is why they are mad about us. That is why they are with the passion. Mazi, this topic, you will continue to hammer it. It will take us time for it to penetrate, because this is where our problem started. That's what Caliphate must dismantle. Mazi Jonathan, thank you very much. I always like to focus.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
The institution where we end. Continue, my brother. We must get it. All of us perfect. Thank you very much. And may Tuko come and continue to bless you.
Thank you. We must continue. The Sokoto Caliphate must be dismantled. That is it. It's not a mere talk. It will happen. Caller on WhatsApp, please go on. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Yeah, Mazi Ndewo.
Ndewo Mazi, welcome to the program.
And I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you so much. So Mazi, there was a question you were asking, when you were analyzing the mindset of Nigerians. When you kept asking, why do they keep lying? So when help comes, you're being killed, you're being massacred for decades. People are going to IDP camps, people are leaving their villages, people are dying, people are migrating out of the area, and then when help comes, they just change and say, oh no, they want to come and take our resources. And you asked that question, and when you were asking that question, I was also asking myself that question, because I could see your frustration. And me, I was thinking and I was saying, why is it that we are selective in telling the truth and in just being upfront about things? Because if you look at Nigeria, that's how many Nigerians behave. They know when to do the right thing as long as it benefits them and their family. If they're driving, they know they have to wear a seat belt. They know that they have to eat. If they are sick, they know they have to go to the doctor. If they hear that a doctor is not good, they will not want to go to that doctor. But once you leave anything that is personal or involves their relatives, then their moral compass becomes zero. When you talk about things glaring, you see things, people are being massacred, they will be telling lies, not because the person is a politician or stands to gain. Many cases, they don't even stand to gain. Sometimes it's just because is the ethnic group that is in charge, or someone from the ethnic group is the person manning or handling the agency. The way we have been, you always say that if Nigeria lasts for another decade or 2 decades, that the way human beings from there will be behaving. In fact, Mazi, I think we have reached the summit of that. I don't know anything worse than the way Nigerians behave right now. Because the problem with the way Nigerians behave is that you cannot solve anything with those people. Comes down and say, come, I've come to solve your problem. They will turn around and make a decision that will make the problem. So they will even, some group will go and tell God behind, see, I beg, double this our problem, so that, like, who knows, maybe we say if they double the problem, they will get some money or something. And that is why that whole place is a mess. Because if you just deal with the people there, you get frustrated. Now, Mazi, I just wanted us to go back. All the people keep talking about Christian genocide, and they always start saying it started in 2011, 20, whatever. It's a lie. The Christian genocide started when they started killing Igbo people. Millions of Igbos before 1966. That is when they should be going back. They cannot skip that thing. They massacred Igbo people. They were Christians. The pogrom was fueled by that anti-Christian sentiment. If you read the book by Ben Bule, one of the reasons why they killed the Sadwana was Sadwana, when he goes to UK, he will be greeting the soldiers from the north in Hausa and talking to them in Hausa. Why the soldiers from the south, which a good number of them were Igbos, they were astonished. How can this man, who is a top government person representing Nigeria, come here and be addressing the soldiers in Hausa, and he will exclude those young Igbo guys? He will not talk to them. He was a tribalist and a religious extremist. So that was part of the reason why those boys decided to take him out. Another reason why they decided to take him out was because of the way the riots the thief riots were handled. One of the coup plotters, Christopher Anuforo, was involved with that thing, and he was very annoyed. They felt that there was injustice, that the rioters, who were the thief people, they were trying to get some freedom, some form of freedom from the caliphate. But the Sadwana used his might and his connection in the military to quell it, and they killed a lot of thief people. That was part of the reason why those boys decided that they needed to take, and some of the people who were killed, I don't know if it was Palm or Lagerman, were complicit in sabotaging that TV uprising. But to show you how crazy Nigerians are, after they killed, there was nothing as supreme as what those boys did. After they toppled the caliphate that has been dominating the Hausa people since 18-something, for decades, century. When these boys did the supreme sacrifice, they turned around. They were happy initially, and then they just needed BBC propaganda. They needed more propaganda that was funded, and all of a sudden they turned around and started massacring innocent people that had nothing to do with it. So, Mazi, the problem in Nigeria is so complicated that anybody you see talking about one Nigeria, the person is a crazy person, because anybody that has sense, you should be looking for how to escape, because to even free people from Nigeria, they don't even agree on the type of freedom they want. Some people, their own freedom, they want a freedom of Sharia, to be practicing Sharia. Some people want a freedom to be doing something else. They don't even agree on what freedom is. They don't even agree on what, a good life, normal life, way of life. There is no agreement on anything. The only agreement is on how to be stealing money from the resources of the South and to be plundering our resources. Thank you so much.
That is how, gullible Nigerians are. Just like what our brother said, the same TV that suffered injustice, and the military boys dealt with the situation. It took only little manipulation of BBC, it's Igbo coup, and the whole thing's turned around. The same TV people that suffered under the caliphate, they forgot. Immediately they forgot. Can you see the type of people you are dealing with? They forgot, and they started killing Igbo people. The same people that wants to save everybody, which they agreed and say, yes, this man, this Sadwana of Sokoto, Ahmad Bello, was he was an ethnic and religious bigot. So, but BBC, Britain used BBC, only BBC, small little news, little non-Igbo manipulation, Igbo coup. The whole indigenous people, both the Christians in North, Middle Belt, to Southwest, turned against Igbos. It is the same thing that is happening today. Don't you see that? The same manipulation. Don't you see, Sheikh Gumi is at the forefront. The people that are killing them, they are the same people that come up and start giving out TT. Now about injecting Nigerians with the virus of misinformation and manipulations. That is the Sokoto Caliphate manipulation. Because you know why they are doing it? Because they have done it before and it worked. They did it again and again and it worked. Because they saw the indigenous people in Nigeria as fools. That's why somebody like Sheikh Gumi can come and launder the image of those that are killing you Nigerians, and you take it, you say it's okay, no worry. It's better we live on and they kill us, no problem, than allowing Trump to come and save us. Fools everywhere. Caller on WhatsApp, please. Can you hear me? Go on. Caller on WhatsApp.
Good evening, Mazi.
No, Mazi, welcome to the program.
Yes, I am a first-time caller. I'm calling you from Ghana.
There were Mazi. There were. Today people call from Ghana many places. Very good. Go on, Mazi.
Yes, I want us to rise up in Ghana because I'm not seeing like our people are not doing anything about it. Actually, me, I'm not a family member, but I've been wishing all my life at least to be an IPOB.
We have a strong family in Ghana, please. We have it.
Okay, I just think maybe I need to be connected or something, but
after you send me message, please, because I cannot register your number, cannot recognize your number. Send me a message and introduce yourself.
Okay, I will do just that.
No.
I also want to touch on the matter that the Sultan of Sokoto must be dismantled. Yes, because there is a very big point in that talk. Because even Tinubu, he cannot make decisions without meeting that man. All of these terrorists, they must go there and talk with that man before. So Biafrans must look into that matter. Meaning that's if not only Biafrans, Nigerians at large must look into that matter in order to see that it is the main source of their problem. So removing the seat means this might because on our so Mazi, I don't have much to say. I just want people to continue. We are watching. We love what you are doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and we must continue. You know, it is something they negotiated with Britain. It is a byproduct of their negotiation. I mean, the caliphate. That is why they were given permanent majority in the senatorial seat right from beginning 1960. Britain gave them 53% permanently in the legislature, that is the Senate House, and that is why they are always proud. That is it. So this is the situation of Nigeria. So that caliphate, we need to re-examine and it must be dismantled, because it is a seat of colonization of every indigenous population. Caller on signal, please go on. Can you hear me? Caller on signal, are you there, Mazi Oba?
Yes, Professor Jonas.
There, Mazi.
Good evening from my side.
There.
And good evening to Biafrans. My name remains Mazi Celestine Oba from the blessed land of Biafra, Kwaibon precisely. Professor Jonas, in fact, I don't know. I just like the right adjective to describe the supposed indigenous Nigerians. Because the people who are committing this genocide against the Christian population in the so-called Nigerians are foreigners. Because Fulanis are not indigenous to Nigeria. I cannot really understand why the supposed indigenous Nigerians cannot galvanize themselves and fight against these Fulanis who are not indigenous to Nigeria, but they are here to destroy every supposed indigenous Nigeria population. It beats my imagination, and I cannot really fathom out this level of docility and imbecility in the life of the supposed Nigeria indigenous populations, especially the Christian faith. We must understand that this genocide and the killings of Nigerian Christians and the Nigerian Judeo-Christians are supported by the Sokoto Caliphate as the umbrella body of the Islamic body in Nigeria. Because if the Caliphate asks them stop, Professor Jolas, as long as it is under the umbrella of Islam, they will not do otherwise. They will do Rankadede and they adhere to that instruction. But because he sanctioned it, then they cannot stop. And their aim is to wipe out the Judeo-Christians and the Christian communities in the supposed Nigerian state. And that is why we will continue to amplify these voices for the world to come to the rescue of the deprived and the Nigerian Christian population, because they are helpless, because the instrumentality of security in the state has been hijacked by the Fulani hegemony. So, and that is why it is important that we continue in this direction, to call on the world to look into that direction and salvage Nigerian population for humanity's sake, because every human being are created by God, and there is no life that is more superior to the other. Nigerian Christian population and Judeo-Christian deserve to live in the God-given land where they find themselves. Professor Jonah, having said this, I read in Zoom media today that Tinubu the Escobar won Nigerian judges never to deliver judgment on the basis of money they received. Therefore, I want to challenge President Tinubu, because if it is not a hypocritical statement, then it must start with Justice James Scholar Wenamotusho, because Nigeria law say that you cannot try a suspect or defendant under a repair law. Then Tinubu must use this one as the first instance if he is serious about this. He must do that as a matter of fact. Mazi Jonathan committed no crime to anybody. As far as we are concerned, as far as the world knows, he remained a prisoner of conscience and a victim of state-sponsored terrorism, who was adopted, kidnapped, and tortured for 8 days, an extraordinary rendition to Nigeria against all protocols and the conventions, all treaties that Nigeria signed. Nigeria broke all of them and even went further to break Kenya border and immigration law. Therefore, there is no reason anybody should try subject Mazi Jonathan on that trial, because by reason of extraordinary rendition, he created legal barrier that Mazi Jonathan cannot put to trial by any court. And that was exactly what the appeal court of 13th October 2020 ruled, discharged, and acquitted. So Tinubu must show seriousness on his warning to sue judges never to take money to deliver justice. Let me on it here, Professor Jonas. Thank you so much. Continue the good work. Almost a Biafra.
Almost a Biafra. Thank you very much. Caller on WhatsApp, I think you're gonna be the last caller. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me, please? Mazi Chuku.
Yes, I can hear you, Jonathan.
There we Mazi. There we
Thank you very much. My name is Chuku Emmanuel, and I'm speaking from our location. Thank you once again, Jonathan, as always. I greet our leader, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, who set up this platform to expose so many things. I greet him once again. I want to start from that. And Buala, you play the clip now. And I weep for anybody who have not understand. When you hear the name, you think that he's a human being, he's a Christian. But he's denying the fact that Christians are killing since 1947 till date in Nigeria. There was a clip that was playing on this radio about killing Christians. Only God knows how many years. It's playing on this radio. If you are listening to Radio Biafra, one thing is this: these people you say they are bishop in Nigeria, that are the GO in Nigeria, if they think they are inside, you will not call them a God. You will know that are special people working with Islamization in Nigeria. Because when you listen to some of them denying the fact of what is happening in Nigeria, then you understand that they are among some of them who claim to be Muslim. When they see that there's money in the Christianity, then they turn up. They say they have repent. Today they have mega churches like Adiboye them, Kumuyi them, all of them in Yoruba land. But what baffles me is this: for how long these people we call Igbo people will have sense of reasoning? Because when you have sense of reasoning, that makes you to be a human being. Do you know that if Igbo people are in the position of Yorubas in religious churches today, that what I mean is this: if Igbo people have church, which Yoruba is almost 80% inside, like what is going on in Nigeria, the Yorubas will tell their people to withdraw their people from Igbo church, and their people will listen, and then we will do it. But tell this to an idiot who said that Igbo people will have today, as many as possible, for him to remain a slave. Look at all the houses Igbo have built in Lagos. Tinubu and Sanwo-Olu and Lagos government are destroying all these houses from one corner to another. And all these people who are Igbo people are going to church of Yorubas, donating money They are using the money to buy different private jets, enjoying themselves. And these people cannot speak to Sanwo-Olu or Tinubu. Why are you destroying these people's property? Because property was built with approval of government from foundation to the end. Anybody telling you that this house was built without approval of government is telling you lies. The truth is that this property was built, approved by Lagos government. Then why are you destroying their property? None of these evil people who claim to be a man of God can speak like that. Instead, all of them, they align themselves together with the Yoruba politicians. My question is very simple. If you see what is going on in Yoruba now, the Yorubas don't know what the Fulani is all about. They think that they are working hand in hand with the Fulanis. They don't know that the Fulanis will use them now. After maybe 50 years or above or 100 years, if they, God forbid, if they use Yoruba to destroy other races in Nigeria, I tell you, after the Yoruba in the field will suffer the same thing like what is happening in the outside race now. Now the Fulani have succeeded making sure that the outside people remain slaves because they know how to operate on the top. You see this thing Wike are doing today. You see this thing Asari Dokobo are doing today. You see this thing Dave Lomahe. And all these useless politicians and the traditional rulers are doing today in the East. If careful not taken, a time will come, there will you see a Fulani governor in the East. You will see a Fulani senator in the East. As time goes, gradually, they will take position. And any group that remain that time will remain slaves, like Hausas in the north. The Fulani know how to achieve their goals. That is why Radio Biafra is here to explain. But surprise, some idiots who say are senators, they are House of Representatives, they are happy to destroy their people. Thinking they are safe, not knowing that after using them, the Fulani will kill all of them without mercy. Watch out and see. But I don't think that as far as IPOB is concerned, as far as our people will have sense, is to understand that the best thing they will do now they are alive is to run round IPOB to make sure IPOB all the whole support, because IPOB remain the only hope of Igbo people as a race. Nnamdi Kanu came to save the Yorubas, the genuine Yorubas, the genuine Igbo people, the genuine Hausa people. But surprise, the Yorubas, instead for them to fight to liberate their people from bondage in the name of Nigeria, they are fighting Igbo left and right. and they have so many slaves in the name of Nigeria. They are fighting Igbo left and right. And they have so many slaves. Right?
Almajiri. And that's where we are today. But I thank Chukwuka Abiyama that IPOB and Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stayed put to today, that the world have come to realize what is happening in Nigeria. And believe me, Mazi Jonathan, is not going to be the same again for Nigeria going forward. When all these things that are happening to now, these eyes of the world that has beamed on them, by the time it is finished, it will never be the same with that contraption. And people like me is very glad about it. This reign of terror, reign of gagging, nobody should come and talk about what is happening to themselves. Anything can happen. People will die. You come and kill people, anybody, anywhere. And nobody cares to know. Thank God the world has now come in. The Pope that refused to speak all these years have not spoken. I'm glad the American government, whatever they do, let them, whatever they like, let them do. The American government and the world, consensus world, know the truth about what's happening in Nigeria. And that's why it doesn't matter what their president says. It doesn't matter what Daniel Buala says. It doesn't matter what any of them says. Those that know, which is in the core of American government, they know the truth. And we are glad. And they are calling it as a team. Do you know that this guy that you played this tape shortly before you opened the line, that young pastor that spoke all about that, do you know Nigerian government threatened him and threatened everyone around him to tell him to delete the tape? And he deleted it. But what the young man didn't know is that this is the internet time, internet world. When you put anything out, it's out. He deleted it from his own page, but it's out. And here you are today playing it. How evil can a society be? When people come to speak about what is happening to them, you threaten them, threaten everyone around. Do you know even the so-called big pastors that guy knows and knows him? We're all telling him to delete that. He has to come out to say he deleted because he respected his men of God, his papas in God or in church or whatever. Do you understand that? Which society lives like that? But it's only going to get worse for the zoo, whether they like it or not. Because more and more of the world around are beginning to key in. Today, where I live, yesterday there was a gathering of Christians. For the first time, they gathered and were protesting against the killings in Nigeria. But most of these countries, including where I live, where IPOB had done their mega rallies on major streets of the various countries, there are various media in those countries close their eyes to it, including BBC. And today, you know what is happening with Chukwuka Abiyama. People might say, oh, those media did not see IPOB those days. But the work IPOB and Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done over 10 years, we did not know the word, we were taking note. Consistency. And I thank Biafrans. Mazi Jonathan, I thank you so much. I thank the DOS. I thank every Biafran, hardcore, and those that believe in freedom, that has stayed put. I keep telling you, I keep saying it on this program and everywhere I go, that all these Westerners, all these people, particularly Caucasians, to speak all these years, that the spirit of current spirit of Biafra came out to speak, as he got Nigeria out to speak and deal with Biafra, and that Biafra must be discussed. What happened to us must be discussed, and here we are now today, and we thank you, Kike. So that's what I want tonight. No, see you must be everybody. There we
There, Mazi. Thank you very much. And this is where I'm going to switch off the phones because I'm going to close, please. Biafrans and lovers of freedom. What we are engaging is very huge. It is very huge. This is the first time since after the war that Biafrans have really engaged in something very huge that connects everybody, every Biafran all around the world. Myself came, it was only in Nigeria. It never had the publicity because of lack of internet age or social media at that time. Today we have all these facilities and we must make use of them to our advantage. As one of our brothers said, tomorrow is Twitter Tuesday. Please do not forget Twitter Tuesday. Therefore, try to tweet or follow and retweet. Follow those Mazi Jonathan Emeka Gift. Even I am on Twitter, Jonas Raphael, as you may know. Many of us, please, many of us, if you don't know how to tweet, compose tweet by yourself, please try to follow any IPOP in order to retweet, because we are on an IT age and we know that carry last. This Christian genocide is real. They are trying to downgrade it, trying to bribe. They paid, Nigeria has paid rich sums of money for PR, public relations, high profile world public relations and media, and they are lobbying in order to downgrade this Christian genocide. These are some of the manipulations of the caliphate, the Sokoto caliphate. They spend money where they need to. They have been manipulating, and that is why they are on top. Because, you know, why is it that it is only the Fulani that is on top? They are the people that conquer the Hausaris, the north. Many parts of the north coming down to the middle belt, they were not able to conquer the TV. Even the northeast, where you see Boko Haram today, we are not able to conquer the Shehu of Borno, other side. So today they are using Boko Haram in order to conquer the Kanuri people. Because when you see Boko Haram is made up of mostly even Kanuri people. They come, they use your people, brainwash them in order to conquer them. For them, they are fighting for Islam, but they are under the control of the Sokoto Caliphate. They want to conquer the Borno, the Kanuri at all costs. That is what they are doing. So, we will never give up. Biafra must come. And this education must continue. Be part of it. Because this is the time of enlightenment. The era of Renaissance, African Renaissance is here. The Europeans had their own. The Arabs had their own in mid-19th century, and today it is the African Renaissance. And I tell you, when you study countries that developed countries that are doing well today, a time in their life they have enlightenment period, they have mental revolution period, the era of Renaissance. That is why I continue urging us, please stop using religion in order to demonize enlightenment, what you call Illuminati. You know, it is something, it is not something you need to demonize because of your religious belief. These are wise people. You need to, you know, wisdom is about knowing secrets that others don't know. A scientist is a scientist in his field because he researched and knows some secrets which ordinary people don't know. And that is why he come out to tell you about molecular science, about molecules. You don't even know what molecules are, but he will tell you what oxygen is composed of. This and that. You know, for a normal, ordinary human being, it sounds like, you know, Yiddish to your ear. But because he knows it, it's his field. He is wise in that case. That is what Illuminati is all about, being illuminated. Your soul. When you are enlightened, there are secrets you know, others don't know it. There is this man that met Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, I think head of one of the is it NANS, National Association of Nigerian Students or something like that, that used to now, you know, I think he's an Hausa man. Okay, now associate another language, a good language, you know. He said he hated Mazi Jonathan Chinedu before because of ignorance, but when he met Mazi Jonathan Chinedu in DSS dungeon, Onyendu baptized him with enlightenment, and now he understood. The man said there are things, you know, there are things you know about Nigeria. The more you understand things about Nigeria, the more you become mad, become annoyed. Do you see that? The more you understand many things about Nigeria, the more you become mad, because you become annoyed, more angry. That is it. So, wisdom, getting enlightenment. That's why you see an enlightened fellow is always quiet. Because the way you are seeing things is not the way he's seeing things. Some information can make you even obsolete. I am telling you honestly. You better don't know it. That is why some people, there are some things they cannot carry in their head. They will use, you know, when they carry it, or now they push here. Before you know it, you'll call another thing. But here we are. We must continue what we are doing. You know, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu say, when you say that people that are talking against IPOB again, I tell them, go and ask Nigerian government. Then they know what IPOB is up to and what IPOB is doing. But you as an individual, because of your, you know, myopic hatred and lack of understanding and ignorance, you don't know. That is why you hate IPOB. But IPOB is fighting for the freedom of everybody. Not only for the freedom of Biafrans, but for the freedom of everybody. All the indigenous population. And that is why the Sokoto Caliphate must be dismantled. Thank you for listening. Biafra remains our ideology. Biafra remains our religion. Biafra remains everything we have. And we must continue to making sure that this movement will continue to be boosted. Thank you for us continue to making sure that this movement will continue to be boosted. Thank you for
Raised government. His efforts to address extremism's root causes through development and inclusive governance face resistance, as external actors benefit from the chaos and use it as a pretext for